Renegade Immortal, Chapter 594, Death of the Golden Armored. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. All of this happened in the instant the Heaven Commander-in-Chief and the Golden Armored Man's spells collided. The Heaven Commander-in-Chief was surprised, as he would have never expected his result. He was extremely close to the Golden Armored Man, so he immediately noticed that the Golden Armored Man had suffered serious injuries. And it wasn't just one serious injury, but two. If his spell landed, the Golden Armored Man would die for sure. He had acted not to kill, but to stop the Golden Armored Man, so he immediately withdrew his attack without any hesitation. But from the point of view of outsiders, the Golden Armored Man had taken a hit from the Heaven Commander-in-Chief and was seriously injured. The Heaven Commander-in-Chief's eyes were filled with shock as he withdrew his spell, took several steps back, and looked at the Golden Armored Man. The Golden Armored Man's body trembled, and he coughed out a big mouthful of blood. All of the demonic spiritual energy in his body was gone, and cracks had appeared on his meridians. At this moment, he turned from a fierce dragon into an insect. That snort was too terrifying. It was countless times stronger than the Demon Emperor's. No, it can't even be described as countless times. It was on a completely different level. He didn't want to kill me. If he really wanted to kill me, I would have already died. The Golden Armored Man was injured twice in a row. All of the demonic spiritual energy in his body had collapsed. His face was pale, and cold sweat soaked his body. At this moment, the Golden Armored Man's serious injuries looked like they were caused by the Heaven Commander-in-Chief. But Wang Lin was very close and knew that the Heaven Commander-in-Chief's spell hadn't even landed on the Golden Armored Man. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and suppressed the doubt in his heart. Right now was the best moment to kill this Golden Armored Man. No matter why he had suffered such serious injuries, if Wang Lin didn't kill him now, then he wouldn't be Wang Lin. Without any hesitation, he lifted his right hand from the drum and grabbed the weakened man in golden armor. Killing intent filled Wang Lin's eyes, and without any hesitation, he slammed the Golden Armored Man into the demon drum. When the Golden Armored Man's body violently collided with the demon drum, blood mist came out from his already weakened body, and he coughed out a large mouthful of blood onto the demon drum. Wang Lin's right hand contained all of the sadness in his heart. This was the final attack he would use in the soul transformation stage. He would cast away all of his sadness in his heart with this attack. At the moment the Golden Armored Man collided with the demon drum, all of Wang Lin's right arm rushed out. It pierced through the Golden Armored Man's body and into the demon drum. Dung! The drum echoed. The violent rebound went into the Golden Armored Man without any hesitation. At the moment the drum rang, the Golden Armored Man, the Golden Chief Steward, Ji Wusu's body exploded into a bloody mist and was scattered by the sound of the drum. The Golden Armored Man's body shattered, and he died a miserable death. Even his soul was shattered by the sound of the drum, so all traces of him in this world had completely disappeared. 5 rings from the drum, take 1 arm. 10 rings from the drum, take 2 arms. 15 rings from the drum, what was taken this time was his life. The person who killed him wasn't Wang Lin, but the person who seriously injured him. If only one of the voices had come, then he wouldn't have been injured so seriously that he couldn't even defend himself. He wouldn't have become immortal. However, those 2 snorts caused a powerhouse of the Sky Demon country, who was extremely famous, to become a waste. Then, adding on Wang Lin's deceptive personality, all of this cost him his life. The young man on the boat was startled and muttered, "Dead? How did it turn out like this?" Then he quickly noticed something, and his eyes became cold. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he suddenly looked into the distance, as if his eyes could see through Sky Demon City and pierce the void. But then he quickly lowered his head, as if nothing had happened. At the square, the Heaven Commander-in-Chief was the closest to Wang Lin. At this moment, he looked at Wang Lin and felt the defying intent from Wang Lin. He revealed a look of an elder looking at a junior in admiration for the junior's talent. At this moment, he felt as if he was seeing himself from back then, his life if he had chosen not to give up back then. The other 7 commander-in-chiefs all looked at Wang Lin with very complex feelings. Their focus wasn't on Wang Lin's covition, but the fact that he rang the drum 15 times. 15! This surpassed everyone, making Wang Lin the person who rang the drum the most amount of times in the Sky Demon country. The vice commander-in-chiefs had long been shocked into silence. The Xuan vice commander-in-chief took a deep breath of cold air. His cultivation, which had been stuck for so long, was on the verge of a breakthrough. This was all because of the sound of Wang Lin's marrow cleansing and the change his heart experienced through Wang Lin. The sober spectators no longer looked at Wang Lin with shock in their eyes, but instead respect. The respect for the strong in the demon spirit land. Among the demon generals, there was complete silence. Mo Lihai looked at Wang Lin's figure, and he knew that there was no suspense about him becoming the vice commander-in-chief anymore. The 15th ring from the drum echoed across the sky. Although there was a scent of blood in this sound, there was also unimaginable sadness. The sadness fused with the sound of the drum and was spread far and wide by the drum. At this moment, lightning moved like silver snakes in the sky, and thunder echoed violently. But when the 15th ring from the drum appeared, everything seemed to fuse. The raging thunder seemed to have absorbed the sadness from the sound of the drum. At this moment, an unimaginable sadness came from the thunder and the drum and spread across the sky, affecting the entire Sky Demon City. This 15th ring was even more powerful than the previous 14 rings combined. This ring from the drum represented Wang Lin's Tao, his sadness, his complete Tao heart, and a true heaven-defying cultivation path. This sadness, thanks to the help of the thunder, was no longer human sadness, but the sadness of the heavens. Everyone in Sky Demon City felt this sadness and subconsciously cried. On the boat, the woman who played the zither felt the sadness and began to gently play a song. Wang Lin raised his head as he looked at the sky and whispered, "I retained my attachment." The heavens Tao is the way of the heavens. Even the mortal royal family said that the true rulers of the world weren't the kings. The heavens Tao is boundless. It extends across the universe and is everywhere. Let alone the demon spirit land, even if it was the cave of a celeste, the heavens Tao wouldn't stop descending, because everything in the world is the heavens Tao. If it exists, it is because the heavens Tao allows it to exist. Heavens Tao descend. The heavens Tao is normally invisible, and when it turns visible and descends, there is only one name: divine retribution. With the destruction of the celestial realm, divine retribution disappeared. But what disappeared wasn't the real divine retribution. It was merely the celestial retribution created by celestials. The real divine retribution is a punishment from the heavens, and it won't disappear due to a realm being destroyed. It will only appear when it is supposed to appear. The appearance of a true heaven-defying cultivator is the condition for divine retribution to appear.